When you're shooting under consistent lighting, using a color checker can help you make the colors in your photo more consistent. Here's a portrait under artificial light with auto white balance. Can we improve it with a color checker? To do it, first get a color checker that's compatible with Darktable. I'm using the Calibrate Color Checker Passport Photo 2. Then, take a photo of the color checker under the same lighting as the rest of your shoot. If you're using multiple lights with different color temperatures for special effects, take a photo just under your main light. Then, open up the photo in Darktable. Go to the White Balance module and click on the last light bulb, meaning As Shot to Reference. We need to do this to use the Color Calibration module. Next, find the Color Calibration module. Open it up and expand the section that says Calibrate with Color Checker. In the Chart field, select the option that corresponds with your color checker. Here, the second option corresponds to mine from Calibrate. Now there's a section here called Optimize for. You can select various sorts of colors like skin or foliage tones, but if you keep it on None, it will be a general optimization. Personally, I like to keep it on None as it seems balanced. Now, use the four corners of the overlay to match the color squares onto your color checker. Once you're done, click on the refresh icon to compute the calibration matrix. Then click the check mark to apply it. By the way, here's a side-by-side comparison of the two color checker photos, with the left using the entire color checker and the right just using a white balance correction using the gray squares. Notice that there's still a difference between them, and in particular, comparing them to the real color checker under the same light source, which is difficult to do in video, I admit, shows that the more advanced color calibration indeed looks more accurate. To actually use this new calibration, go back to the light table view, click on the reference photo, and go to the right sidebar. Under the History Stack section, click Selective Copy and select Include for calibration and white balance, and also Reset for white balance. Finally, select all the images you want to apply the correction to and click Paste. Anyway, here's the portrait with the color calibration applied. Now the wall is much more blue, which actually makes sense because my wall is actually painted light blue. This is probably what confused the camera before. However, I don't like the blue on the wall too much, so I'll use the color equalizer to tone it down a little without harming the skin tones. Anyway, if we compare to the photo with the auto white balance only, we see that the skin before the correction looked a little more green, and you can see this in the color wheel representation where the tones before correction are more compressed towards green and yellow. In the photo with the calibration, the skin has more tonal range and is a bit more lively. Now you can continue your editing, as usual. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video on how to color calibrate in Darktable, but if you didn't, consider shooting in black and white.